Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I have another Christmas in July video for you. We're getting all ready for that Christmas season that's right around the corner. I don't know if I'm ready, but we're doing it. But before we get on with that video, I just want to say, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and this is my sleepy Oliver. And if you're returning, you guys are the best. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I'm going to take 3 of these long signs from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the ribbon from this one and the tag on the back, and then after that I started to pull off the paper. The paper was really going over the edge on this. I thought it would be a lot easier, especially since I've had it for a while, but no, it kind of took a little bit. So I ended up using my heat gun to try and release some of that adhesive. It did help. I was able to pull bigger pieces off. Now, if you don't want to do this, you could always do the back side of it. I just like to have a finished project, and I like to get it all off. So once I got the top layer off, I sprayed everything with water. I'm using this scraper tool that Kathy Jo got me. I believe she got it from Temu, and I got all the rest of that paper and glue residue off. Then I laid the two together, and I used my square ruler to cut or to make a line diagonally, and then I went out to my miter saw and cut them diagonally. Now I'm going to attach them together. I was going to use that third sign in the middle, but I decided I did not like how wide it was, so I ended up just putting the two that I cut down together, and I'm attaching them with my giant craft sticks and wood glue and hot glue. After that, I went ahead and painted the whole thing with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral. Then I'm taking the square ruler again, and I am making shiplap lines, and I'm just using it to make sure that my lines are straight, and I'm using a pencil. And once I get done with all of my lines, then I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to go over those lines and just smudge them so that it gives it a more realistic look. After I had them all done, because of the crack in the middle from where I attached them, I wanted it to look a little more uniform with the others. So I just drew pencil lines right next to the crack, and then I used my finger to smudge it so it looked more like the other lines. If you wanted to, you could also use a knife to cut through the other lines, but I didn't want to do that. So I took this Chalk Couture transfer, and I think this was from a year or two ago. I haven't used it yet, so I'm going to fuzz it since I haven't used it. And if you're not familiar with Chalk Couture, it's a self-adhesive silk screen stencil, and I am just fuzzing it the first time because it's so sticky it will pull up your paint and chalk paste if you don't. So I wanted to make sure that it didn't do that. Once I had them all fuzzed, I laid them out like I like them. I'm using my bright white chalk paste by Chalk Couture. I'm going over all of the letters, and then I'm going to go over the greenery and the berries with I think it's cherry for the berries, and then a Scout, which is a new color for the green. And if you are, again, I am a Chalk Couture designer. I kind of forgot what I was going to say here. And I do have a link to my page in my description box if you're interested, or if you have any questions or would like to look it up. And if you do have questions, you can always email me with my email address that's also in the description box, and you'll see that here a little later in the video as well. And ask me questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I usually recommend, if you want to give it a try, doing the monthly subscription, which is $21.99 a month. You get an exclusive 8x11 transfer, 3 coordinating single chalk pastes, and sometimes it comes with a surface that may go with it. And I think it's a great way to get started. You do have to sign up for at least 3 months before you can cancel, but it's a good way to get started and try it out and see if you enjoy it. So after I had it all done and it was dry, I'm going to make some bows with the brown ribbon. Came from, I believe, Walmart. This ribbon, I have no idea. I've had it in my stash forever and I do not remember where I got it. But I am just making some bows by doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle, and then I'm going to use some twine to tie around it to hold it in place. Then I will dovetail the ends once I am done. I do trim off the excess of that twine too. And then dovetailing, you just fold in half and cut at an angle. It's kind of hard to tell with this mesh looking ribbon, but you can definitely see it on the other ribbon. And then I took my big mouth crocodile here. I'm making 2 holes right in the middle of my sign. And then I'm going to make 2 more holes on the end. And the reason why I did that was to add this zip tie to the greenery. Now the greenery pieces came from Amazon. The berries came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to lay them all where I want them. I'm going to take the end of my zip tie and put it through behind that twine on my bow, on the back of my bow. And then I'm just going to thread that zip tie through the other middle hole. I made the middle holes for this purpose, and then the holes on the ends for the hanger. So then I'm just trying to make sure that everything is inside of that zip tie where I want it, and then I will pull tight and cut off the back. Then I'm going to take a little bit of white paint and I'm going to go over all that greenery to give it a snowy look. And once I was done with that, I added my hanger, and that's all there was. I love this tag set. I love that it's longer. I was really wanting a longer tag and I couldn't really find any, and so I thought, why don't I make some? So there it is. I love how this came out. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Hey guys, I just wanted to drop in like I usually do because you guys mean so much to me. I always like to take this extra moment to just thank you all again. And I hope you know how much I truly appreciate each one of you guys. That it just means the world to me that you guys are here, that you show up every week, that you comment, that you watch my videos, and it's a blessing, and I just appreciate you guys so much. If you are new here and this is your first time, my name is Brenda, like I said at the beginning, and again, this is my sleepy Oliver, as everyone has started calling him because he always looks like he's asleep. Really, I just think he's thinking, hurry up, get done with this. I want to go get my treat. But anyways, if you're new here, I hope you enjoyed today's video as well. And if you do, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button before you go. Become part of our YouTube family. I would love to have you join. So with all that, let's continue on with the video. Okay, DIY number 2. So I'm going to take this, one of these Dollar Tree signs. I'm going to remove the hanger from it. I'm going to paint the front of it and the back with my Waverly chalk paint in the color crimson. And then I took one of the square wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint that with my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. Once they were dry, I had this stencil. I bought this, I don't know how many years ago. I think it was at Michael's. It's a Martha Stewart stencil. And I found it. I'm like, man, I haven't even used this yet. So I am going to go over I taped it onto that little wood piece. And I went over the bow with my crimson color. And then I'm using a small paintbrush to just color in or paint in the little berries. And then I'm going to use another small brush to paint in the greenery part. And it didn't take really all that long. It's kind of relaxing to sit and do that. It's almost kind of like coloring, you know. Then I took another part of the stencil set and I added it to the middle of my wreath, and I put all that painter's tape around so I wouldn't get the red onto the green. And then I'm just going to go over that stencil that says Merry Christmas, and then I'm just going to remove the tape, which was mainly on the edge and on that stencil. So I just had to remove that and wash it. Then I took some of this removable wallpaper, vinyl paper, sorry, from Hobby Lobby. I got this a year or two ago from Hobby Lobby. They come in a roll of different vinyls. I'm going to trace it out and cut it out. And then I decided, since it's removable, to add a little more of my Tight Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue with this awesome brush that Kathy Jo got me. It is in Amazon if you're interested. I have seen it on Amazon. But I wanted to add that glue to the front of my board and then add my vinyl. Then I took some more of that Tight Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to brush it all around the back side of my wood piece here, and then I'm going to attach that to the front of my sign. And after that, I am going to take some tumbling tower blocks. I'm going to do 4 of them. I'm going to glue them together end to end, just like you see. And then I'm going to paint it with my crimson color. After I had it all painted and it was dry, I'm going to use some wood glue and along some of the side of that tumbling tower blocks, and then some hot glue. And then I'm going to use this as a stand to the back of my sign. Now, when I do this, I do tilt my sign back just a little so that it's not straight up and down. When you do it straight up and down, it doesn't like to stand very well. Then I'm just going to add some hot glue to the top corner, and I'm going to add some of these pieces that came from Dollar Tree. This poinsettia came from Dollar Tree, and that's all there was. Simple, very festive. I really love this. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, so it is a time for celebration of your recreations. And Debbie made this lovely 4th of July piece. It was a recreation of the one I did. I love yours. I think I like yours better. I love what you did to it. And then Terry, she has been so busy. She sent me so many pictures, and I love everything she made. And hello, Jackson, you are just adorable. And then that's all there is for today. So if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 3. So I'm going to take this cool wall decal I just found at Dollar Tree. I'm going to mark where it's going to lay, and I'm going to use my square ruler here to draw lines, and then I went out to my miter saw and cut it. If you don't have a miter saw, you can use like a box cutter and just score it about 10 times, and then it will cut. Then I painted it with my white chalk paint. And then I took some of that chalk paint with this fan brush, and I'm just going over all of those dark trees to make it look like snow. Now, I do add a little bit of that on the gray trees as well, but I just love how this came out. And I saw this and I thought, you know what? I was trying to figure out what to do, and I thought, to me, this makes me think of Christmas. So I decided to try and make this a little Christmassy. Now, this project isn't your normal Christmas traditional colors, but not everyone does the traditional colors. And I just thought this might be a great idea for something that's a little bit different for Christmas. So after I had that on my board, then I took some wood letters. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to go over them with the Night Sky by Waverly. And I like to put them on the back of some painter's tape. It just holds all my letters in place and makes it a little easier to paint. After that, I took some of that crystal chalk paint from Waverly, and then some of this glitter acrylic paint from, I believe it's Folk Art, and I'm going to go over these snowflakes. I already painted it with the crystal, and now I'm just going to go over it with the extreme glitter paint. That way it just gives it some shininess and makes it look a little more fun. Then I'm going to use my Tight Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue. I love this glue, you guys. It sets so quickly, and it stays longer than hot glue, that's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back of all my letters and just lay them all in place. And I'll tell you, by the time I'm done, everything is stuck. It's that quick, and I love it. So, and it works so well on all kinds of surfaces. So once I am done and I have all these letters done, I took some of this velvet ribbon from Dollar Tree. I got this at Valentine's Day, and I have to tell you, it's not worth the money. It's $1.25, and all you get is a yard. So anyways, I'm going to do the awareness ribbon as well. Sorry about all the mess going on and the extra hands there. My granddaughter was helping me out. She was unrolling my rolls of ribbon for me so I can store them a little easier. So she grabbed a handful and stuck them all there in front next to me, and I'm just like, okay, you're kind of squishing me out here. But you know what? I was loving having her next to me and us talking and enjoying each other's company as we're both working. It was amazing. So I'm just using some of this this twine, or whatever you want to call it, came from the shelves from Dollar Tree. And I like to save those, and I thought, oh, this is white. It'd be perfect for this sign. So that ribbon the polka dot ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm just going to add a hanger. I put some tape on the end of my I think it's macrame rope, I think is what they call it. But anyways, I'm just going to pull it through and then tie knots on the end and make a little hanger. And that's all there is for this super simple, really different than your normal Christmas projects, but I love it. And it makes me think of cooler weather when we're at 100 degrees. Okay, DIY number 4. So this one is super easy. I'm just going to take some hot glue, put it on the bottom of one of these. I don't know what these are. Tree wreath forms. I'm going to take some of the mop heads from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to glue them along the bottom just like you see. I do glue the top, some of those mop heads as well. And then I'm just going to add the second one here. You can cut it off. I let it overlap. I probably should have just cut it off, but I knew they make a mess. And with my granddaughter there, everything was already a mess and I didn't want to make it worse. So I just glued them all together like that. Then I just took some of this yarn, this red yarn. I've had this in my stash for a while. I made a blanket with it or something at one point, and this was what I had left over. So I am just going to tie a knot around one of those metal bars, and then I'm just going to start wrapping, and I just continue to wrap. Now I do use hot glue at some points to glue it in place. It would have been really easy if it didn't have the round metal piece going around it. That made it kind of difficult, but and that's usually where I had to use the hot glue. But I just kept pulling tight, pushing everything down, pulling tight, and then used hot glue when I needed. But I just kept wrapping it all the way around until I get to the very top here, which I guess I'm showing you a lot more. I wanted you to see, be able to see exactly what I was doing. It was kind of cumbersome because of that round metal piece there that I said that goes around. That kind of, if it wasn't for that, it would have been a lot easier to wrap. But yeah, but anyways, this is a great idea. I know they have smaller, like you can get the smaller plastic trees at Christmas time from Dollar Tree and remove the that tinsel from it and use those. That might make it a little easier. But this is what I had on hand. So here I get to the top and I'm just going to continue wrapping and continue pushing down, and then I add a little hot glue to the top and then finish wrapping it around. Then I just cut it off and trim it and glue the top part down. I took one of these half beads, these bigger half beads, I glued it on in there so we have a little Santa gnome. And then I took some of these snowflakes and just covered up some of the areas that didn't look so well. And then my granddaughter wanted me to add a little black pom-pom. She found my pom-poms to the top. So we added a little black pom-pom to the top. And there it is. I normally don't make gnomes because my gnomes normally don't turn out, but I think this one came out pretty cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. The final reveal is coming right up. Here you go. So this is my second Christmas in July video for the month. I plan on having probably just one more, maybe two. We'll see how it goes. But I will be back again on Sunday with the Just Our Imagination Challenge. I love this challenge. I can't wait for you to see what we do with all of our must-use items. So stay tuned for that. Make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, you do that before you go. Make sure you like, comment, give me that thumbs up, all that fun stuff. And with all that being said, I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.